Planning your content is so important because this is what's going to help you create content faster. So this video is about how to plan your content faster. Hi, I'm Ariana. I'm a social media manager, content strategist, content creator, and on this channel we talk about social media for business, content creation, work-life balance, and all of that fun stuff. If conversations like that interest you, I highly recommend subscribing. We're going to go ahead and get right into it. So I am such an advocate for content planning because I have always been an organized person, a content planner, a planner person. I used to love going into Staples the week before school started to get all of my cute notebooks and pens. So I am a productivity girly. So planning and content planning as a creator is something that I absolutely love to do and will always preach. So these are a couple content planning hacks to help you show up easier, more efficiently, and post more, post faster, or just create content faster, because if you don't post, you won't grow. So, content planning hack number 1 is to have a strategy that actually helps you. So this is not really a content planning hack, but it's more of something that every creator should have, because this is what's going to help you show up. This is what's going to tell you what to post, and this is also what's going to tell you what kind of content is going to help grow your brand, because you can post all day long, but if it's not really doing anything for you, if it's not reaching the right people, if it's not getting your brand in front of the right person's eyes or the right brand's eyes, or whatever your specific social media goals are, if your content is not reaching those goals, then what's the point? Having a strategy that actually helps you consists of a posting schedule that you can actually realistically stick with, as well as content ideas or content formats that you are comfortable with creating over and over and over and over again, week after week after week. Your strategy is literally the central hub of how you show up online, and if you have a strategy that works for you and works with you, then showing up should be so easy. This is also the place where you literally map out your game plan toward reaching your specific social media goals, and then gives you the content ideas that are going to help you reach those goals. Now, if you don't have a social media strategy, I have a full template that you can literally stick your brand into with a complete walkthrough of how to build one out yourself. Okay, now the second content planning hack to help you create content faster is to build the habit of filling up your content calendar every month or every 2 weeks. So this is very crucial for planning your content and figuring out what to post, because this is going to give you kind of like a backlog or a batch bulk of content ideas that you can kind of pull from when you're ready to sit down and create. Now, this is really helpful because part of the process is going to help you sit in your creative phase and think of content ideas that, again, are going to actually grow your brand. So you're not trying to think of post ideas or think of what to post on the spot when you're ready to just sit down and film, or sit down and write up a graphic, or just create your content. So this is really going to help you kind of integrate your strategy into your content, so again, that you are growing while you're posting, and it's also just going to help you save a lot of time when you are creating your content. It just eliminates that decision making fatigue when you are ready to film your content, and also it does integrate your strategy into your content so that whatever you're posting is going to help you grow your brand. So if you haven't used your content calendar like this, a great way to kind of get into this habit or build this habit is kind of by planning your content out weekly first, and then you can expand and plan your content bi-weekly, and then you can expand further and plan your content by the month. You don't have to stick to your content calendar. It's not set in stone. You can definitely switch it up or add in some trends or make it easier for you to create spontaneous content. But this is a great way to have kind of like a backup plan for your content. You have a backup plan of a post idea that you can just put together, that you already thought out, and that you can just throw up. The strategy is already there, the outline is already there, the topic is already there. All you need to do is put it together. Now, the next hack that I have for you to help your creation process go by a lot faster is to repurpose your concepts. So This is going to help you plan your content calendar much faster because this is essentially taking one content idea and just breaking it up into 5 different posts. So I love planning my content like this because it's just so much easier to think of 4 content ideas for the entire month rather than 30 content ideas for the entire month. So one week I will talk about one thing for the entire week. The next week I will talk about something else for the entire week, but my content is not going to be stale or repetitive because I'm switching up the formats and the visuals and the messaging of what I'm talking about. So for example, if the first week of April, I want to talk about how to plan your content calendar, I can create a B-roll video with text on it explaining one thing, and then I can create a face-to-camera video explaining that entire process in the B-roll video, the context, whatever I was talking about in that post, and just kind of say it into my camera. So that's 2 different posts about the same topic, but I didn't have to think of a whole bunch of different information to talk about in my talking head video, didn't have to think of a whole bunch of different points for the B-roll video. So this is a great way to kind of save you time and brain power to plan your content calendar out, and this makes it so much easier to plan an entire month of content if you repeat your concepts. And the last content planning hack that I have for you is to create your own framework for your entire month of content. So an example of a framework is basically just like an outline of a structure of something. So for example, my face to camera videos, the ones that you talk to the camera on TikTok, it kind of goes through this like progression every single time. So it's like I have a hook, then I have the body of whatever I'm talking about, the body of the video, and then I have a call to action. So you can use the same concept to build out your content calendar. For example, you can have the first week of the month be a re-intro week. This is where you reintroduce your brand or just kind of remind your audience or even new followers or potential followers who you are, what your brand is about, and just kind of like a general reintroduction week of content. So that can be your first week. Second and third week can be something deep diving into one of your brand values. So you can structure the different weeks of the month into different goals or different generalized topics. Now, this is going to make it much easier for you to think of content ideas for each of these different weeks in your framework. You can build this out exactly however you want, and it's also a great way to integrate your social media strategy into your posts as well. So hopefully now you have a better idea of different ways that you can plan out your content calendar or even just plan your content in general. I highly recommend planning your content out before you create it because this is just going to keep you a little bit more organized. It's going to keep you more consistent because everything is not everywhere. You don't have a messy notes app folder of content ideas that is just going to confuse you more when you're looking for content ideas. This is just going to help you show up easier and help you feel less overwhelmed when you're trying to show up for yourself every day. So if you need any content planning templates, I have a full social media planner template that I designed myself that will integrate with your strategy and that also helps you in your creation phase as well as your content planning phase. So all of those details and the links will be in the description box below. If you are looking for an upgrade on your content planner, I highly recommend checking it out. It's like $20. If you enjoy content and conversations like this, I highly recommend subscribing, and don't forget to leave a like down below if you found any of this information valuable. If you have any other video suggestions that you'd like to see from me, please let me know down in the comment section. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.